In this video we're going to take an overview of a great piece of analytical software called NewsTrader Pro. Basically, NewsTrader Pro pulls together all the economic news data for all the major currency pairs and displays the data from those news releases in an easy to read and understand format. So what we'll do is run through each of the major parts of the software to see how it interprets all the data. So to get straight into it, first one we're going to look at is this button here, which is economic indicators. So we click the button and a list here of all the economic indicators pops up. Let's choose the non-farm payrolls from the US to start with. So basically we scroll down to USD, non-farm payrolls just there, click on that and then click select. And it starts to load all the data relevant to this news event. Okay, now we'll take a look at what the software looks like from the left hand side here. So first box here is basically a list of the news items that are coming up this week. Scroll down here, you can see what's going on. We don't actually need to worry about that at this time. The box below it, note you can slide these bars up and down. The box below it shows all the results from this particular news event, the non-farm payroll. And if you look down here, you slide that bar up here, you can see you can choose different symbols, currency symbols, to look at for this particular event. I've left Euro USD, GBP USD and USD JPY ticked for this event. Now we don't actually need this panel on the left hand side here. We don't need it to be here, or so I've found. So there's a button here which says hide calendar and symbols. If we click that, you'll see that the panel disappears and leaves more room for the data that we actually want to analyze. So on the left here we can see a list of all the reports for the NFP going back to, let's see how far it goes back when it wakes up, going back to 2005. So on the right here you can see a chart of the price action minute by minute and a little report here for the date you've got selected on the left hand side here. So if I click on this one here, if we go back to this one here that we were already looking at, you'll see that it then loads back the actual price action from that report. Click on that one there and wait a couple of seconds, and there you got the chart there showing you what actually happened during that NFP event. Along the top of the chart here we also got some other tabs. This is set on the candle chart at the moment. We can go to pips from open, shows us basically on that day, on that event, it was all red, all down after the event. Quick spike analysis shows us how it spiked straight after the news event, and a line chart. All this data is, and the way it's presented, is extremely useful for the way that we trade. What we're looking for when we trade the news is we're looking for big differences in the numbers. If they're expecting 200k and it comes in at 201k, then we're probably not looking to trade that. But if they're expecting 200k and it, for example, came in at 350k for the NFP, then it could be something that we'd be looking at trading. I'll show you what I mean. What we have here, in addition to all the data being displayed from all the news events, we can also select which ones we want to look at. So if you click this down arrow here, you can see actual greater than consensus, actual less than consensus, or actual equal to consensus. So say we pick on the actual greater than consensus to start with. So here we are sorted by actual greater than consensus on the NFP. As you can see, you're looking for big differences in the numbers. So if we were to pick on this one here to start with, 103,000 difference, you can take a look over at the chart. You can see what actually happened after the event. You can see that it started to move in a downward trend which is great for us because it means we can wait until the event's finished, wait a few minutes, and then get into the short side when you see a big difference like this. If we look at this event here, 104k difference, you can see a similar result. So it basically gives us an easy way to look at the data and interpret the data from the point of view of trading not during the NFP event or not before it, but just after it, once the market has absorbed the information. Right, we've got two more tabs to look at up the top here. First one is pip range charts. Now this is very, very useful because the pip range charts shows us how much each of the major currency pairs moved after the event that we've selected on the left here. So if we, for example, click on this event here, which was a minus 35k event, you can see how much the charts moved after that event, and you can pick out the pairs that didn't do anything for future reference. So for example, if we go back to this one here, this 104k one, you can see that the best pair on this one was actually the pound, the GBP USD, and it moved by 121 pips all the way down here. This was after the event, so this part here extremely useful to set up a trade plan. Next one on the tab here is the release charts, again providing really useful information. This provides us a chart at the top here of how much the charts moved after each event, going back all the way actually from 2005 to 2013 right up to date. It tells you how much each event moved by. And also down here on the chart, you can actually see how much or what was happening before the event and what happened after the event for each pair. For example, if you click on Euro GBP here, it will show you what happened there. Not worth trading it during NFP or after NFP, as you can see. But if you click on the, say for example, pound, you can see there sideways movement. Big number came in, positive for the USD, gave us an initial drop where the market panicked, which normally happens. Then you got your pullback, and then you could have got into your trade here for a nice drop down. So all in all, this is a great piece of software for trading news events in a specific way. I mean, some people trade news events, they put in orders before the news event and hope that it works out for them. For me, that's definitely not the way to trade a news event. You have to wait until after the news event and then choose your moment. So what this software does is it enables you to choose your moment of whether or not to trade just after a news event. If the numbers come in reasonably close to consensus, then probably not interested in trading an event. But if the numbers come in way off, you can quickly look at this and see what happened the last time the numbers were way off, and it gives you a great guide to actually be able to get into a trade where a trend is produced from a big news event. I'll definitely be using this software to help our news trades. The great thing about news trades is that we know what time it's going to happen, we know what the expected number is. So we know at a certain time the charts stand a very good chance to move in one direction or the other. We don't know which direction that will be, but using this software and listening out for the actual number that comes in via our news broadcasts, we can plan a trade after the actual news has taken place.